some football, and we head to Cleveland. The Browns made an announcement yesterday. They're going to start Shadur Sanders at quarterback for the team's preseason opener against the Panthers Friday. The decision comes in part due to fellow quarterbacks Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel dealing with injuries. That make no difference. Sanders has yet to see any consistent first-team reps throughout camp, but will be given an opportunity to prove himself. We have a great loaded NFL panel here on the show. We start with Riddick. Lewis, this start is significant to say the least. Injuries aside, even though it's preseason, though, what is at stake for Shadur Sanders going out there Friday as the QB1 for the Cleveland Browns?
Well, look, this is the opportunity I think we all would like to see him get in terms of having first-team reps in a game setting. Now, the problem is he hasn't taken a whole lot of reps with the first team. So as I talked about previously here, this is the kind of scenario that you don't want. You're going out there with the first team, but you haven't really repped with them. You haven't really gone through all the different calls that the quarterbacks that have been getting the majority of the ones and twos have gotten. So for him, hey, look, he may not be able to lock down the starting job with this performance, but he can definitely lose it. That's just the life of being a late-round draft pick. They expect you to be perfect, although you weren't necessarily set up for perfection. But if there's anybody who was built to handle this kind of opportunity, it's him, because of the kind of football he played at Colorado, because of the kind of young man that he is. So look, this is what we've been waiting to see. This is what all young draft picks want to see. And the only thing I'll say for him is this. You got to go out there, you got to make one or two wild plays, play a clean game, but you got to give them something to remember when they go back in those personnel meetings.
Scott, we've been talking a lot about Shedeur all offseason through the draft, and guess what? Their first time taking the field in the preseason, Shadur Sanders is QB1. What can he do on Friday night?
Show poise and leadership. I mean, I've been here. What's the definition of luck? It's when opportunity meets preparation. And listen, all those things that you're doing when you're the guy that doesn't get any reps. I was an undrafted free agent. I don't know Luke's whole story.
Same kind of thing.
Trying to figure things out, right? You got to learn from other people's mistakes. But you understand that when your opportunity comes, you got to be ready to pounce. Listen, he's a thoroughbred. You know, we know where he comes from. We know who his father is. We know what the standard is. All he has to do is show poise and show that he can handle the pressure. Be in the pocket, make smart decisions, show accuracy, and I think it'll be fine. I think he can set himself up where they have to make a decision. Do they trade Kenny Pickett or do they trade Joe Flacco? Because I think at the end of the day, the Cleveland Browns have to come out with a starter for the future to figure out, or if they're going to get in this quarterback sweepstakes that's coming up in the next draft. So it's up to him to prove that, hey, we got all the quarterback that we need. We can use the position that we're in to get more draft equity for the future to build this roster and start over after the Deshaun Watson era.
Mike Tannenbaum, it's only August, but this matters. This is significant, right?
This is a significant story, guys. I love this opportunity for Shadur Sanders. So much was made about what happened pre-draft. It doesn't matter. That's ancient history. This is like the NCAA tournament, guys. Survive in advance. Go out there, no pre-snap penalties, get in and out of huddle, like, as you're alluded to, Bart. And then, as Lou alluded to, just make good, solid plays. And then what has happened, Peter? That gives you more reps in week 2. Stack week 1 to week 2. Everything else takes care of itself. Show that you're the battlefield commander, as Coach Parcells would say, and you can control that preparation. You can control what to do in and out of the huddle. You may not have great chemistry with your receivers, but you've earned this. Go out there, take advantage of it. Like for August 6th, guys, this is a big story. Like, go earn the job or go earn more reps in week 2.
I think that's the key point. Yes, there were injuries to Pickett, and yes, there were injuries to Gabriel. He's going to be on the field, and now he's got the opportunity. I'm curious to see how he does with such limited reps in practice, how well he can play with the number ones. Our next stop is Oxnard, California. It's the home of Cowboys training camp, and there's been a standoff between owner Jerry Jones and star player Micah Parsons, and it is nearing a boiling point. Since the trade request last week, Jerry has not spoken with Parsons, and there have been reportedly no discussions with the team and Parsons' agent. Jerry Jones was asked to look ahead to week 1. Here was his response.
Any confidence that he will be on the field against Philadelphia?
Again, no. Absolutely not. A big part of that is his decision. How would I know that? I'm just saying. No, but I'm urgent. What it is what it is. And we'll work through it, or we will not work through it.
There's been a lot of Jerryisms. What it is a new one to me. Riddick, do you like the way the owner of the team is handling this?
What it is what it is, huh? I mean, that's just dumb. I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, you're talking about a guy like and I know Mike's going to talk about this too. You have found a guy who is like right in the sweet spot of what all scouting departments look for. Guy in an impact position, young, healthy, dynamic, game closer. You drafted him. He's homegrown. He's yours. These are the easy decisions. These are the ones that you go to bed at night going, look, I can tuck that away and now I'm moving on to the rest of this roster. And now you're throwing around quotes like this, like, no, I don't have confidence that he's going to be on the football field week 1. No, a lot of that's up to him. It is what it is. I mean, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then, and then the things that haven't been said so far, but we have already talked about. You're not returning the calls of his agent? You don't want to get in touch with David Mulligan? Really? That's what you want to do now? And then you're telling the fan base, hey, relax. Don't lose any sleep over this. Why? Because you know ultimately you're going to wind up paying him. But still, you know what? Here's the issue, though. There is unquantifiable damage that he's doing to his roster and his locker room. Because you saw those guys standing behind Micah in that clip right there? They're all sitting there going, dude, how the hell are you not getting paid? We're sitting around watching you. We're taking our cues off of you, how we need to conduct ourselves, the kind of impact plays we need to make. And if you can't get paid, who the hell can? And you know what? Why should I go ahead and do the extra for this organization if they're not going to reward the guy who's one of the baddest dudes in the league? See, Jerry knows. He's been to the mountaintop before in the early 90s. I played against those teams. You couldn't touch them. Now, look, like, I don't understand why he's doing this. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Mike T, you were a longtime team builder. This is an unorthodox way to handle a contract situation so publicly, again in front of the cameras. Your reaction watching that clip?
Division from within is insidious. It prevents you from winning games. And when you're trying to compete with Philadelphia, Washington, amongst others, Green Bay, the Rams. By the way, I totally agree with everything Lou said from who the player is and where he is. But if I'm Tyler Smith, just to pick a name, a young, really good player that they draft, and I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb, and I'm looking at Dak Prescott signing a contract when he's walking in the stadium. And now this, I'm thinking like, do I really want to be here as well? So I think there's tangible issues here, Peter, which is they're going to pay at least $7 million more. Last year, Nick Bosa's at $34 million. We know that TJ Watt's at $41 million. But I think much more fundamentally and much more pervasive is the intangible sort of erosion of a great brand, because now these young players are like, well, wait a second. These other teams are competing against us to win, and we're fighting amongst ourselves, and division from within prevents you from winning.
Look, we know the Jerry side of it. Bart Scott, if you had Micah Parsons sitting here at the table with you right now, as I saw Andrew Whitworth was talking with him yesterday on the field, what would you say to Micah, and what would be your guidance to handle the situation?
I mean, I don't think this affects anything. I mean, because at the end of the day, they know, Jerry, you got to show me the money, baby. It don't matter. And the longer you wait to pay me, the more cheese you got to put on my taco later. Right now, it's nobody else that can elevate the salary cap. There's nobody left. There's no young player that can take it. TJ Watt was the last one. Trey Henderson will get a good contract, but he won't be somebody that can push it to the top and surpass TJ Watt. But we know Micah Parsons is, because he's everything that those players are.